Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Northampton Township Board of Supervisors meeting for Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll start with a Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. The flag is behind me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we get started with our special presentation, I just wanted to remind everyone we have two opportunities for public comment tonight. The first one would be for agenda items only, and there's a sign-up sheet in the back if you'd like to comment on any of the agenda items. And at the end of the meeting, there'll be a comment period for open comment and sign up on a different sheet for that. So keep an eye on that. So I'm happy to welcome Tom Zuner. Come on up, Tom. Tom is our Executive Director of the Northampton Township Municipal Authority, who handles the township's water and sewer. There's been a lot of news regarding the sale of the Bucks County Authority, and there's been a lot of information and a lot of misinformation. So we've been getting a lot of questions, and the Water Authority has been getting a ton of questions, and we thought it would be helpful to have Tom come to our public meeting and try to do a little Q&A and give us some information that we can use to potentially take some action. I don't know if there's anyone here specifically to hear that, but I will allow anybody that would like to ask a question of Tom after he makes his presentation, if anybody would like to do that. Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate the opportunity to come before you this evening. We're all serving the same public in Northampton Township, but what we have is recent events is Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority has received as offer from Aqua America, Essential Utilities, for their sanitary sewer system in the cost of $1.1 billion.
Hold on one second. Is that microphone on? Because I don't hear him through the system. Is it? Maybe, yeah. Just want to make sure everybody can hear you.
$1.1 billion for the sanitary sewer system. Northampton Township is, Northampton Bucks County Municipal Authority is the, if not the largest, one of the largest wholesale sewer customers of Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority. We service 14,000 sewer customers, which equates to about 37,000 residents. Recent acquisitions by Aqua have resulted in rate increases to those being acquired of 57%, 64%, and 82% in places like East Norton, East Bradford Township, and Limerick. This is all resulting of Act 12 that was passed in 2016. Which we use in lieu of depreciated book value is to fair market value for acquiring utilities. It's just not the right thing to do for the residents. The authorities were established to be a nonprofit government entity to actually service the customers for water and sewer. We're a nonprofit. We have about $15 million of revenue per year. This past year, we're using about $4 million doing rehabilitation of our infrastructure. That's what we're supposed to do. With the acquisition or sale of Bucks County's sewer system, you can expect rates to go up because it's controlled by the Public Utility Commission. The authority has sent out the resolution that we passed at our meeting of the 17th to all 14,000 of our customers, having them oppose and voice their opinions to Bucks County and to the county commissioners. I'll leave copies for everybody, but we're asking them to go rate their commissioners at the county and or attend their meetings or attend Bucks County's meetings and voice their opposition, because the only thing this will do is result in higher rates to our customers. So that's, if you have any questions, that's the purpose why I'm here tonight.
No, that's great. It's great to hear, and it's great to hear you guys as a board, your board took action as well. I just will ask, before I ask the board if there's any questions, does anyone here have any questions for Mr. Zuner? Wow, just
1.1.
No, we don't normally do it this way, but since he's here, I want to ask if anybody has a question.
$1.1 billion is a lot of money. We don't get that, but Our purpose is to serve our ratepayers. We answer to our ratepayers. A public utility such as an Aqua or Pennsylvania American or all the others, they answer to shareholders, and that's the difference.
Okay.
We answer to the people of Northampton.
No, that's great information. I'll just kind of go around. Bob, any questions for Tom?
No, I was in attendance for the meeting on the 17th. I was glad to see that the authority's on top of this. I have no questions.
Bob, put your,
The microphone.
I apologize. I was attending the meeting on the 17th, so I was glad to see the authority was on top of this. I have no questions at this time.
Thanks. Barry?
No, I don't have any question at this time, but I do support the concept of not recommending the sale to Bucks County. Yeah, I really do, so.
Paula?
yes, I'm very happy with the last comment you just had about it's not for shareholders, it's for the residents of Northampton. That's
That's what we're about. That's why
it,
authorities
yeah.
were established 80 years ago by the legislature of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to actually do that exact very thing.
Thank you, thank you.
Kim?
Tom, so you, the letter for our residents so that they can fight this, you sent it, you said you sent it out to
Yeah,
everybody?
We sent a little over 14,000 letters out
Okay.
in the last 2 days. We used a mail house for it, and I'll leave this with when I'm finished tonight, but
Okay.
copies for everybody. So
Okay.
in the next day or two, you're going to see a lot of these showing up at your door. If you're a sewer customer of Northampton, you're going to get a copy of this. The Northampton Bucks County Municipal Authority passed a very comprehensive resolution vehemently opposing this act. And we wanted to make sure that the Board of Supervisors, since we serve the same people, knew exactly what we're doing and why.
No, that's great. Anything else?
Do you think that we could put it on our website, that letter, or, for our residents, the ones that want to fight this? Or how can we make it easier for our residents?
Yeah, I guess we
Any
can maybe
idea?
do an e-blast with it or something like
Yeah.
that if we choose to. I think,
Whatever you need, we'd be more than happy to help you with it.
is it on your website as
It's
well?
on our website.
Okay, and we can direct people there.
Okay,
We actually
that
have
sounds good.
There's a press release we put on our website, the resolution, and the copy of the letter going to the customers all on our website as well.
Tom, can I ask, who are you advising that they contact if they want to
We're
individually
actually
oppose it?
advising them, we gave the email addresses to all the county commissioners.
Okay.
And their phone numbers, and the contact information for Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority. The county commissioners, at this point in time, they're saying this is really an authority issue. As we say in the water and sewer world, that's number 2 part. It's just, we believe that just as Northampton established our authority, the county commissioners established that authority, and there's a responsibility there.
Well, I have to tell you, I really liked the way you started. You started by saying, you guys and us, we serve the same people, and that's true.
We do.
We are the same people, so it is really important to us. Just for the public, we have been really very engaged in this over the past few weeks as it started to develop. We really wanted to make sure we had good information if we were going to act. Thank you again, Tom, for coming. And it is our intention to have a resolution on the agenda next month to oppose the sale. So that we will do that in the public meeting at the September meeting.
And part of our mission is to keep you well informed of everything that we hear, because it is changing on a continual basis.
And we'll get our information from you, because I think that's at least a good, reliable source for us.
Very good.
We'll also have a resolution. It's our intention to put on the next month's agenda, resolution to potentially join a consortium of townships that are going to try to get together to oppose this. Sometimes, power in numbers.
There's a lot of
is good.
resolutions being passed by many municipal authorities and/or townships and associated. As a matter of fact, I don't know of any entity that's actually in favor of it at this moment.
Great.
Could I just say one
Sure.
thing? I just want to tell our residents, please don't wait. Let your voice be heard now. Let's not wait till the last minute. Everybody needs to get on this immediately and have your voice heard.
Yeah, this is really a question of what's right and what's wrong. This is wrong. So we need to have the people rise up and have your voices heard.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
That was very helpful.
I'll
Very
leave
helpful.
these with,
If you want to leave them
The
with
chair?
Lisa, or okay, you can bring them up to me. Either way. Thank you.
and I appreciate your time this evening.
No, it's very excellent.
Thanks,
Thank
Tom.
you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
We'll go to public comment. We have no public comment on agenda items, so we'll move on to approval of the minutes. Paula?
Mr. Chairman, if there are no objections, I request that the minutes of July 27 be approved by unanimous consent.
Thanks. Any objections? Fantastic. Accounts payable, Kim?
Yes, I have the bills list for August 10th, 2022. Total off funds, $1,626,574.93. And I also have the bills list for August 24th, 2022. Total off funds, $1,703,927.89.
Thank you. I'll accept a motion to accept the consent items as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Is there any discussion by anyone on the board?
No.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We're going to go on to new business, and the first item of new business is a lot line change in Holland Estates, Amity Way. Barry?
Sure, thank you, Adam. Is the applicant here, or? Yes. Okay, good.
Thank you.
So for the board's benefit and the residents' benefit, maybe you could just actually introduce yourselves, gentlemen.
Sorry. Yes, Mike McGinnis from Begley Carlin here on behalf of the applicant. I also have Ronald Glenn, who's our PE, and John Capone is with us as well, who's the applicant and owner.
Okay, and for the board's benefit and for the residents' benefit, this is really a very minor change. It's a lot line change pertaining to three lots in Holland Estates. Holland Estates is about 200 feet northeast of the intersection of Lower Holland Road. And what they're doing here is development, and they just basically want to change the lot sizes. And they're all going from conforming to conforming. And there's basically three lots. One lot's going to increase to 0.78 acres. Another lot's going to increase to 0.82 acres. And then another lot's going to be reduced by 1.12 acres. At the end of the day, it's just shuffling among the lots here, so it's really no impact on any of the residents other than, the three properties here. So, if you have any comments, on the matter, I'd be willing to hear that, or
No,
we
that's
can just go.
a salient summary. There are no improvements, as you stated, Mr. Moore. This is just a lot line change with no waivers and is compliant from a zoning standpoint.
Yeah, and this development already went through land development many years ago. It's been fully approved, so Adam, if I can make a motion?
Please.
Yes, I move for approval of the Holland Estates Lot Line Change Plan LL 22-5, subject to compliance with the Gilmore Associates Review Letter dated August 1st, 2022, the Pannoni Associates Review Letter dated July 28th, 2022, and the McMahon Associates Review Letter dated June 9th, 2022. All other current agreements related to subdivision apply, and new plans shall be recorded.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Anything further, Barry?
No, I think it's more of like a, no other items. It's very minor, so.
Joe, do you have something to add?
I just want to confirm that among the newly created lots, the proposed parcel that houses the detention basin, that's going to remain the property of Holland Estates LP, is that correct?
The retention basin is going to remain with Holland Estates.
And responsibility for that will remain with Holland Estates as
That's
well,
correct,
correct?
yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Kim, any comments?
No, I'm good with
Paula?
it.
No problem, no.
Bob?
None, thank you.
None for me. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Next on the agenda is a preliminary final plan subdivision and land development for Churchville Lane and Bristol Road. Again, Barry, would you please introduce?
Sure, thank you. Is there an applicant here tonight?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Good evening.
Remain seated.
Mike McGinnis from Begley Carlin here tonight.
Okay, so for the benefit of the board and also the residents, we have up on the screen the layout, and this is a property, it's right across from the Churchville Inn on, I guess, Bristol Road.
Correct.
And Churchville Lane. And basically, it's a property that's been around for a long time. It has 3 existing structures on the property. And the plan here is, before this board, is to have the 3 structures completely removed, and 3 brand-new houses are proposed here. And the proposal is going through our planning commission, it's going through the zoning hearing board, and received a number of variances, but all have been approved. And so it's before this board tonight for final approval. Would you like to give any comments on it at all, or?
Very briefly, as you stated, these properties are comprised of 3 separate tax parcels. They are very oddly configured. That was really the reason we had to seek a number of variances at the zoning hearing board. The zoning district is R2 single family, and we are here requesting permission to construct 3 single family detached dwellings, which we believe are the highest and best use for this property. I know there were some various commercial proposals over the years, which my understanding is were somewhat controversial. We're trying to move forward in good faith this evening through this process to, again, construct 3 reasonably sized lots that are far more regularly shaped than the lots in their current condition. We have a number of waivers, but most of them have to do with the irregularities of the property. We're happy to go forward and discuss those if the board would like. Otherwise, we're willing to pay fee in lieu with respect to items such as open space, curbing, sidewalks, etc. We are going to install 2 underground seepage beds to maintain the stormwater runoff. And that's a substantial summary of the plan. And I have Mr. Richardson from DUMAC here this evening that could give a brief overview if the board would like to hear that. And I have Boris Kovelman from Farlex who's here as well to address any questions.
Sure. I think the board is very familiar with the property. And I think, at least my opinion would be that the property, the existing structures on the property are fairly run down.
Yes.
And I think this would be a very positive change to the property. I know a lot of the neighbors surrounding the property were a little concerned in the past that it'd be some type of commercial development or something else. So I think all the neighbors that went to the zoning hearing board and also planning commission were very positive.
We had the opportunity during the zoning application to meet with a couple of the neighbors to discuss this, and we're able to actually moderately revise the Lot 2 configuration to address some of their concerns. And again, my understanding is there are no objections at this point.
Sure. So if it's agreeable, Ad, if I could read the motion to move forward, that'd be good. So I would move for approval of the Farlex Inc. preliminary final plan of subdivision and land development, SLD 21-6, subject to compliance with the Gilmore Associates review letter dated July 22nd, 2022, the Pannoni Associates review letter dated July 13th, 2022, and the McMahon Associates review letter dated July 18, 2022. It is also recommended that the requested waivers be granted. Approval is subject to the following conditions. Now I'll read these conditions. The applicant shall enter into a land development agreement and escrow agreement in a form acceptable to the township solicitor and engineer. This shall include a stormwater management, maintenance, and operations agreement. Item 2 is that a fee in lieu of sidewalks is required based on the calculation of the township engineer for the terms of the development agreement. A fee in lieu of tree replacement shall be required per the terms of the development agreement in accordance with the applicant's proposed tree replacement plan. A fee in lieu of curbing shall be submitted to an amount of $15,000 as agreed by the applicant. A fee in lieu of recreation open space shall be submitted in the amount of $6,584.86 for each new lot per the terms of the development agreement, which is 3 lots. And the applicant is responsible for obtaining any outside approvals that may be necessary, including but not limited to DEP, the Conservation District, PennDOT, and the Municipal Authority. Further, approval is granted for submission of any documents that may be required as part of the sewage facilities planning process.
The conditions are agreeable. Thank you.
Agreeable. That's it.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Anything further, Barry?
No, I would just, my personal recommendation is that we would proceed with this. I believe that it's, based on the feedback we got from the residents and local neighbors, I think this is a very positive thing. It demonstrates again that the appetite of building new houses in Northampton Township, it's very, very strong. So I think it's very good from that standpoint. And I think it's a significant improvement. So I'm very favorable of it.
Thanks. Bob, anything further?
Based on everything we've reviewed, it seems like the best long-term plan for the property, so best of luck.
Thank you.
Paula?
Hi, I just want, is your overview a long overview?
In terms of the waiver requests,
No, you had said you had a short overview.
oh, I'm long-winded, unfortunately.
Well, we'll pass on the overview.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Kim?
I do want to say that I appreciate the fact that you worked with the neighbors and tried to make everybody happy. We like to hear that on the board, and I think it's going to be a good addition to our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the property has been tired for a while, so this will be good. Joe?
Just in addition to the comments and conditions that were outlined in Mr. Moore's motion, since the lots are being reconfigured, deeds for the newly created lots should be submitted to the township engineer and the township solicitor for review and approval, and should be recorded in the office of the recorder of deeds contemporaneous with the filing of the record plan.
Very good.
And I note that there is a shared driveway proposed, and I believe the township engineer touched on it, but I just want to make sure that, again, the form of that proposed easement agreement between those two properties should be submitted to the township for its review, and that language should be incorporated into those deeds.
Yes, agreed.
Thank you.
Amanda, do you have anything to add?
No, I will say that this was our, we had 2 rounds of reviews of this plan, so there's still a few outstanding comments, but I believe, with the help of DUMAC Engineering, they can be worked out. There was some comment regarding the shared driveway configuration at the Planning Commission meeting, and again, the applicant has agreed to work that out with our office.
Great. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great
Thank you.
night.
Next, consider a resolution accepting the dedication of public improvements for the reserve at Northampton. Bob?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Toll Brothers, the developer of the reserve at Northampton, has requested dedication of the public improvements. If I may make a motion.
Please.
I move that resolution number R-22-14, accepting the deed of dedication for the reserve at Northampton by Toll Brothers, be accepted, and that all items identified in the July 14, 2022 correspondence by Gilmore Associates be addressed, including the posting of a maintenance bond as required by the development agreement. And I believe there was a contingency as well, Mr. Pizzo wished to address.
Thank you. Yes, among the items the developer is required to provide to the township is a title report for those areas being dedicated. I had reviewed the original title report as submitted. It did require a markup. I understand from Mr. Solomon that he has just received the marked up copy, but I haven't had a chance to review it yet, so I would ask that your motion tonight, if approved, be conditioned upon satisfactory receipt of a satisfactory title report.
Motion, do you accept that?
Yes, I amend the motion to include that.
Thanks. Did we have a second?
Second it.
Second. Okay. Any other comment?
No, nothing further.
Paula?
No.
Kim?
No, I was just going to say that I know that some of the residents were here last month concerned about some of the roads in that area, and I think it'll be great that we take dedication. This way, we'll plow it and take care of it.
Oh, yeah, we can help them. Barry, any comments?
No, I support it. I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think it's just typically the policy of the township to have the roads dedicated. That way we have responsibility for taking care of them, so it makes sense.
No comments from me. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next on the agenda, authorize advertisement of a public meeting to consider a proposed ordinance amending stormwater management requirements. Bob.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. DEP is requiring municipalities to adopt an updated stormwater management ordinance by the end of September of this year. Accordingly, if I may make a motion.
Please.
I move to authorize advertisement of a public meeting for an ordinance amending the Northampton Township Code related to stormwater management requirements for Wednesday, September 28, 2022 at 7:00 p.m. at the Northampton Township Municipal Building.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Motion and a second. Any further comment, Bob?
No, sir.
Kim?
Nope.
Paula?
No.
Barry?
Nope.
None for me. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, Barry, consider a resolution condemning a portion of tax map parcel 3115-145 and a temporary construction easement on tax map parcel 3115-145 owned by Richboro Gelt Partners.
Sure. For everyone's benefit, we're referring to the, about 5 or 6 years ago, it came to the town's attention that the intersection on Bustleton Pike and Secretary Pike were a lot of traffic accidents. It was dangerous to cross for residents. And so a study was done by the township administration with the outside attorneys, outside engineers rather, and it was decided at that point in time that the safest way of passing traffic through there, both for cars and also for people walking sidewalks, was to have a roundabout. And this is a process that we've talked about 5 or 6 years now. And it's been a very lengthy process, but it makes a lot of sense for the township. And once again, it's part of this board's better effort to make the downtown Richboro more walkable and more safeable for traffic. So 5 years, fast forward, now we're at a point now, which is very good news in the sense that we're at a point now that PennDOT is in a position to pay 100% of the cost of this project. Now, this project is expensive. It's like $6.5 million to put this roundabout in place. And at the end of the day, the roundabout's going to go where the property where the Irish Horn is, and that intersection there, and the Smith where the auto body shop is there. And it's going to make significant improvements there for traffic flow, for sidewalks, and everything else, and make it much more walkable. Part of the process we need to do here is we need to condemn 2 properties as a friendly condemnation of the properties, in essence, to take possession of the properties for 2 things. One is that the Smith property, which is the property on where the auto body shop is, we need to condemn that property, and we're actually going to expand the land mass there. In a sense, we're going to take back more of the land and make sidewalks there so people can walk around it. But also we need a construction easement so we can construct a roundabout. And part of that process you need to go through a condemnation process, which is very typical. It's a very similar thing that we did on the sidewalks where we had to condemn property where the pretzel shop was, when we put the sidewalks in. So a very similar process. So we're not taking possession of the property, but we're actually condemning it from a construction standpoint so we can actually do the work there, put sidewalks in, do the roundabout. The second condemnation pertains to the across the street where there's 2 houses that are, in a little bit disrepair. Those 2 properties were in working with the owner of those 2 properties to have a condemnation of those, a parcel of that land, and the township at a future date will enter into an agreement to either do a land swap or pay a fair market value for that land. But it's important that we get this administrative task done today and tonight, because in October, we want to make sure that we can get on the 12-year plan for PennDOT. Now, we're not saying it's going to be done in 12 years' time. Hopefully, we'll get it in PennDOT, and we can get into the early process, and we get this done in the fall of maybe 2023. But, this is a process, and I think, to be honest, it's fantastic news for the township that we're teed up now. A lot of people worked very hard on this, that PennDOT's agreed to pay, all this money. It's over $6 million, and it's going to be a significant improvement to the downtown Richboro. So if I could, Adam, I know that's a long kind of story there, but I'd like to make 2 motions, pertaining to the tax parcels. The first motion I'll make pertains to the actual property, which is the, right across the street, which is the 2 houses there. We're going to condemn that, and that's the property. We'll do a condemnation of it. We talk to the owner, and at a later date, we'll agree to either do a land swap or do some type of, compensation for that.
Please make the motion.
Okay, so I move to approve Resolution R-22-15, condemning a portion of the tax map parcel 31-15-145, owned by Richboro Gelt Richboro Gelt Partners, LLC, and Resolution R-22-16, condemning a temporary construction easement on the same parcel with the purpose of constructing an extension of the Township Road to the extension of 2nd Street Pike and Bustleton Pike, and constructing a roundabout at the same intersection.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further comment, Barry?
No.
It was a good overview. Thanks. Paula? Any comment?
No, thank you.
Kim?
I just want to make sure that everybody knows that this is a friendly condemnation and that all the owners do know that this has been working with Mr. Pellegrino on this.
Great point. Thanks. Bob?
Just mirroring what Ms. Rose said, this is unopposed by the owners, which is important in the grand scheme of things. Since Mr. Moore touched on the traffic circle, I know those of us who have driven in New Jersey seem to have a natural aversion to them. But if you look at the plans and at the expense of PennDOT and not the township, I think this will ultimately, in however long it takes, be a win-win.
That's great. Yeah, I have the same comments as everyone else. It's good that we'll be ready to go when the time comes. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have sale of surplus equipment. Kim?
I just actually I need to do the second
Oh, I
one.
thought you did them on both. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm sorry, it has to be, so the second one is it's basically,
Yeah.
it's a construction condemnation, so it's separate. So this is the property owned by James Smith, and James Smith is a property that has an auto body repair shop on the corner there. It has two houses on either side of that, two houses on Bustleton Pike and two houses on Second Street Pike. One of the things that is the benefit of this program here is that once this process is done and the roundabouts put in place, we'll be able to actually add more land to that intersection there to provide for a sidewalk. So people will be able to walk around the intersection and be able to cross over to the roundabout or cross over to the Irish Horn, Addisville Common section like that. So it's a significant improvement. This is just basically a temporary easement to do all the construction work. We're not doing any type of land swap or buying the land. We just need to have it for a construction site. So I'll read the motion if that's agreeable, Adam.
Please do.
I move to approve Resolution R-22-17 and Resolution R-22-18 condemning temporary construction easements and utility easement for the purpose of constructing an extension on Township Road to the intersection of Second Street Pike and Bustleton Pike and constructing a roundabout at the same intersection.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any comment? Barry?
No, all good. Paula?
I think it's wonderful.
All good.
See my prior comments, I would mirror them.
Thanks for slowing me down.
That's all right. I have to pause you there, but that's all right.
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, I'll try this again. Authorize sale of surplus equipment. Kim?
Yes, Greg Hucklebridge, our brand-new Public Works Director, has indicated that we have some vehicles to sell that were formerly police vehicles that have past their time. Some Ford Explorers, also a Charger. All these items are worth probably more than $2,000. So what we do at this point is we put them on public auction on the Municipal website. And to do that, we have to do a motion to agree to it. So with that, I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move to authorize the Township Administration to sell surplus equipment at public auction as recommended by the Department of Public Works in a memorandum dated July 26, 2022.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comment? Anything else, Kim?
No, I think it's good to, instead of letting stuff just sit around, sell it and rehome some of this stuff.
Bob?
Get our last bit of use out of these worn pieces of equipment. I think it's great. Whatever money we can get is a plus.
Barry?
No comment. It's all good.
Progress.
I'm a big fan of repurposing, too. I think
Yeah.
it's great. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, the dreaded salt bids for the winter. Paula?
Okay, we buy salt every year to treat the roads for our great parks crew that takes care of us. On behalf of the Bucks County Consortium, Doylestown Borough advertised for bids for rock salt in the Intel on August 3rd, 2022, and August 10, 2022. I recommend a contract be awarded to Morton Salt Company, Chicago, Illinois, at their bid price of $67.76 per ton delivered. We are currently paying $57.88 per ton, and we used approximately 4,000 tons last year. Our salt shed was filled to capacity at the end of the 2021 and 2022 winter season, saving the township a considerable amount of money. Morton Salt was our provider last year for the salt contract. Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion?
Please.
Thank you. I move that we award a contract for rock salt to Morton Salt, Chicago, Illinois, at the bid price of $67.76 per ton, delivered to the Northampton Township Salt Shed. That's at 150 Louise Drive in Ivyland. Thank you.
I'll
Is there a
second it.
We have a motion, a second. Anything further, Paula?
Yeah, that's great. Doing
Kim?
a good job. Yeah.
I'm
Know what
just
you're
saying,
gonna
please, I hope we don't have to use as much salt this year. No salt.
Barry?
I agree with Kim. No other comment.
Ate the salt on my cars, let's hope we don't need it.
Yeah. Same here. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, reports. Kim?
Okay. First, the senior center. With the summer quickly coming to an end, the seniors are preparing for a lot of fun and exciting programs for the fall. There's something for everyone on the schedule. It's the beginning of new darts and table shuffleboard leagues, in addition to the return of ballet and tap dance classes for seniors. A brand-new art class will be starting on September 15th as well. These are just a few of the awesome activities that fill a very jam-packed schedule at the Senior Center. The fall months will also bring a lot of great programs and events. Now, this is probably one of my very favorite ones. It's time again for the Boscov's Friends Helping Friends. Who doesn't like a shopping event? You can purchase a ticket in advance at the Senior Center for only $5 and receive a 25% off all-day shopping pass to go shopping at Boscov's on Wednesday, October 19th. You don't have to be a senior to purchase a ticket. Anyone can join in the fun. Just stop by the center to purchase your pass. And what a better way to welcome the fall season than an Oktoberfest. For the first time, the members will be celebrating on Friday, October 21st from 11:30 until 2 p.m. with festive food, entertainment, games, and surprises. It promises to be a fantastic time. On Thursday, November 10th, the seniors are hosting a trip to the Wind Creek Casino. This was formerly the Sands Casino in Bethlehem. Not only is it a casino, but there are plenty of restaurants and outlet shopping on site as well. This package includes $25 slot play, bus transportation, and tip. The community is welcome to participate. More great news, the center now accepts major credit cards. For more information at the Senior Center and all that is available, feel free to call or stop by the center. The center's newly expanded hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 to 3:30, and Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 8. And be prepared for an awesome experience. Now for Parks and Rec. I'm pleased to report that Parks and Rec can count Summer 22 as a success. In spite of yet again another record number of heat waves, our Parks and Rec staff found a way to keep our community happy with camps, concerts, and a swim club. As we have come to know, the Parks and Rec staff never rest. And we also know that they move right from summer into fall without skipping a beat. The Parks and Rec Fall brochure, which I have right here, you probably got it in your mail. If you haven't, look in your junk mail. You probably find it there. And if you haven't already received it, keep an eye out for it. If you wait for it in the mail, remember that you can view the brochure online at www.northamptonrec.com. Once you find something you're interested in, sign up right away. Many classes reach their maximum enrollment early. A few more classes include Heart Saver CPR AED First Aid class, After School Art for Children ages 7 to 12. This one kills me. Old Timers Floor Hockey for ages 30 and older. That's considered old timer. I guess I'm an ancient. And something I might enjoy, learn to hoop dance, a great way to stay fit using hoops like hula hoops. And I don't know about you guys, but I used to love hula hooping. Of course, there are plenty of favorite fitness classes like goat yoga, Zumba, Tai Chi, and sports like tennis, volleyball, and hockey. The list goes on forever. Just don't miss out and check out all the programs Park and Rec has to offer. The preschool staff is getting ready for the new school year, and there's a limited number of spots left. So if you're ready for your preschooler to go to school, you want to check us out. The meet and greet is next Thursday, September 1st, with school starting Tuesday, September 6th. Preschool is located at the Park and Rec Center on Newtown Richboro Road. Lastly, the grand reopening and dedication of the Miracle League Playground is scheduled for Sunday, September 18th at 3 p.m. I hope to see you all there. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Kim. Paula?
Okay, hi. The first thing I want to talk about is our Veterans Advisory Committee. Last meeting, we discussed the need for a dire need for a reassessment of our veterans' benefits regarding recognition of their non-bullet wounds, which takes into account Agent Orange exposure. We're going to try to work with that. Okay, we discussed having a similar historical video that we had on Flag Day at Northampton Days, so we can have history. Okay, and on Veterans Day, which is being held, the ceremony is being held on the 12th of November at 10 a.m., there'll be an unveiling of our beautiful flag display at the Northampton Library. The flag display honors all our Northampton veterans serving in the War on Terror. The laying of the vets labeled bricks will also be incorporated in this ceremony. Okay. All are invited to the library that day, including Congressman Fitzpatrick and State Rep Wendy Thomas will be there. The special laying of the Christmas wreaths at Union Cemetery was also mentioned during the holiday. Okay, on 9/10 is a Saturday. We are honoring 9/11, and there will be a Veteran Advisory Commission member leading an important football game at our rec center, which honors our firefighters, our police officers, our first responders, our paramedics, and our military after 9/11. And this takes place at the rec center, like I said, we're trying to get 6 p.m. That's a tentative time, and all are invited. There's a YouTube online of last year's, and it was a great time had by all. It was fun. It was a good way to honor. Well, we don't have many ceremonies that honor our firefighters and police officers. So, the library's next. I first want to say that the library arranged for an expert consultant in order to help them develop the strategic plan for the library. This, of course, was provided free of charge and covered by the Bucks County Libraries Board. And the library board set up a program called Survey Monkey, and it's online, and it will flood and do marketing and blast the media with knowledge of what we're doing. We will be also handing out bookmarks that have a QR code at Northampton Days on the 23rd of September. And when you open this code, it lets you see a couple survey questions regarding the future of library improvement. The survey's findings will hopefully offer a more enjoyable and inviting library experience. That's what we're aiming for. All these dates. On Saturday, November 19th, the library will be holding a retreat type conference, which will include all the library staff. And then at that time, the information will be gathered from the survey from the bookmarks and will be analyzed at that time. Okay, and last but not least is the 300th anniversary. I want everyone to save the date for our Mystery Gala Dining Extravaganza. It's Friday, October 14th from 6 to 10 p.m., and it's at our wonderful Northampton Valley Country Club. And you can get tickets for that online at northamptonrec.com. Okay, and they ask that you wear, if you would like to, period costumes or just cocktail attire. Okay, there are many activities going on, as I said before, from September 17th through September 24th. And of course, there's on the 25th is Northampton Days Festival, which is a big deal in the township. Okay, one of the things that interested me when I was reading through the calendar of 300th anniversary was at the Langhorne Rod and Gun Club, there'll be a historical reenactor, and he will share and tell us about the soldiers that lived in that era and that fought during the Revolutionary War. And then there'll also be a musket firing demonstration. So I thought that would be different. And if you want to read more about what's going on, it's northamptontownship.com. And go to 300th anniversary, and you can find everything out. Okay, here, this is a great book. I think I got 3 of them in the mail. So I love it. It's upside down on one part, but it is a good book. Everything in here should be read. Thank you. You're welcome. That's it.
Thank you, Paula. Bob, next.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As to the Public Works report, PennDOT has awarded an $815,000 contract to Loftus Construction Incorporated of Cinnaminson, New Jersey, to repair 2 bridges in Bucks County and 4 in Chester County that suffered undermining or scour at the support abutments and piers from the remnants of Hurricane Ida in September 2021. The project will repair and reinforce the support systems and foundations under these bridges to maintain them as safe and efficient crossings for the traveling public and avoid downgrading weight limits. Construction will begin this fall and finish in spring 2023. And best news is these improvements are financed 100% with state funds. Also, the Public Works Department completed paving on Temperance Lane and St. Leonard's Road as part of the 2022 road improvement program. The next road on the schedule is Independence Way. This paving is scheduled to begin tomorrow and should be completed by Friday. If you live on the road, please cooperate with the department by temporarily parking your vehicles in a location that does not interfere with the paving project. As to the authority, I was pleased to see Mr. Zuner come in tonight and clear up some of the confusion that seems to be swirling. Obviously, the big news, frankly, across the county is the potential sale of the Water and Sewer Authority. I attended the meeting that Mr. Zuner referenced that occurred last Wednesday, the 17th, and I was disappointed actually to not see many township residents there. And I was disappointed because that meant to me a lot of township residents don't really know what's going on. Now, I know this board discussed the matter in executive session this evening, and there's more to come next month. But rather than wait until next month, I do want to say to anyone listening, it's easy to overlook bureaucratic seeming nonsense, things that don't really affect you, things that you can figure are not your problem. This is all of our problems. This is not something to wait on. This is not something to ignore. This is not something to hope that we as a board or that the local authority steps in and fixes for us. We need a groundswell on this. I will save the rest of my commentary on this for next week, when the rest of the board will also have plenty to say, I'm sure. But don't wait on this. Educate yourself on this and do what you can to become involved. If you don't, you very well may regret it. That's all I have.
Thank you, Bob. Barry?
Sure, thanks, Adam. So the zoning hearing board will be meeting on September 12th, on Monday at 6 p.m. They have a number of residential applicants in place, but nothing major. One item of interest is the expansion at the Rainbow Academy. Rainbow Academy is going to put, I believe, a second floor on. That's going before the second zoning hearing board. Other things going before the Planning Commission is at the Roses property, which is on Buck Road. They're pursuing a by right development of that property, which is 1 acre lots. They've submitted a plan to the township, and the township has responded and given some recommendations. So it's trying to work with the developer to get something that makes sense there. And then just on Hillcrest in Holland, Hillcrest Elementary School went through major renovations, as most people know. Coincidentally, 2 of my grandkids will be going there on Monday. But the school came out in beautiful condition, and it's all ready to, all done. So, the school board, and the school district did a wonderful job on that. They're also looking now at Richboro Elementary School. So looking to make some expansion changes there and revitalize that school. So that's a very positive thing. So we'll be seeing that in the, going through the Planning Commission next couple of weeks here. The only other item I mentioned, and we did get a notice, I travel Elm Avenue every day, twice a day. I go to work back and forth. And it's so nice that the road is done. But a number of residents contacted this board and commented about the amount of people driving on that road too fast. So I know the police took action on that, and they put up some, warning signs for speeding. And, I think it's very positive. And a couple times going back and forth in work, I've seen cars actually stopped and getting a ticket for going too fast on that road. So I'm glad that a resident brought it to our attention, and I'm glad that the administration took action on it right away and took care of that. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Barry. For me, I have a few things. The fire department, the fundraising, the annual fundraising mailer went out a little earlier than normal this year. Please donate if you can. It helps the fire department pay for programs that some of the tax dollars do not pay for, especially around retaining volunteers and keeping them as part of the department. So if you can help, please do. A little early, but just a pre-warning. Fire Prevention Week is October 9th to 15th this year. And the fire department will do our annual open house at the Township's Municipal Park on Hatboro Road on October 15th from 10 to 12. We always have trucks on display and activities for both adults and children. But this year, in conjunction with the 300th anniversary, we're going to have some bucket brigade contests with prizes and try to reenact the way fires were fought long before fire trucks and fire hydrants and public water was available. So please come out, put that on your calendar. It should be fun. Also, tomorrow, a little late notice, but tomorrow at 11:30 at the police station, we're going to have a dedication of the new kennel that was built by our own Public Works folks for Payco, our canine dog. So if you happen to be in the area and you'd like to stop by the police station, that'll be 11:30 tomorrow for a short dedication, and you can have a tour of a very small building, but a tour in any case. You can take a look inside. That's right. That's all I have tonight. Thank you. Next up is manager's report. Bob
I have
Pellegrini.
nothing to add this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Assistant manager's report, Bill.
Nothing to report this evening, thanks.
Thank you, Bill. Solicitor's report, Mr. Pizzo.
Nothing to report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Engineer's report,
I have a
Amanda.
very long one tonight. I'm just kidding. I have no report.
70 PowerPoint slides. Thanks. Lisa, is there anybody signed up for public comment? I don't hear any. So with no public comment, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Good evening.
Hey.